What is up, DTube? So today I want to talk a little bit about what I am going to be calling Hex $2 billion market cap coming closer, new all-time high August potential with ETH 2.0. So now when I talk about all-time high potential with Hex, I'm I'm not talking about ETH 2.0, all-time high in Ethereum. As you know, Ethereum has been up to $1,500 or $1,400. Maybe it was even higher on some other exchanges or some exchanges. But so if you don't know what the all-time high has been on, if you don't know what the all-time high has been with Hex, it has been 0.0064. And I talked a little bit about that August may be a very, very interesting month for Hex, because usually in July not that much happens. People are on vacation, on summer, they're doing stuff with family or something. But August is a very interesting month. It's people go back to school or they go back to their job and they start to consider things. Maybe they start to reload coin rank websites in crypto. And so if you have checked the charts lately, you know that Hex is coming closer to $1.2 billion market cap again. And I think the top was $1.3 billion market cap, but that was with less coins. That was 2 months ago, and we had, I think, around 60 billion less coins then, maybe even 70 billion less coins in circulation. Now we have 60 billion more coins in circulation, which means it's easier for us, even with lower price, to hit the higher market cap. But I think the previous all-time high was like 1.3 billion. And now we're soon at 1.2 billion again. Very, very interesting. You can see how things kind of moves fast. So yeah, $2 billion market cap is going to may come as a surprise for many people. Just as how fast we went from around $800 million market cap up again to almost $1.2 billion again, around $400 million almost increase in the market cap. This goes by pretty fast. And if you have checked out the pump of we have seen a very, very nice pump the last 24 hours on Ethereum, on Ethereum Ether. I saw it up to $276, and now it's at $274, and that's a pretty nice pump there. And it's probably because we're gonna get ETH 2.0 in what is it, like 11 days or 14 days or something like that. And it was also very interesting. I think I read an article from Cointelegraph which was saying a little bit that 700k ETH was moved, I think, to exchanges. So maybe they are expecting a pump coming. So when that kind of move happened with Ethereum the last couple of days, yeah, we've been seeing Ethereum go up, and the $274 is pretty nice, because just a couple of days ago I think it was at around $230. So that's a good maybe $50 price increase of Ethereum, which is pretty awesome. And this is by the way before ETH 2.0. I mean, we know a little bit about CK rollups and CK snarks and some very exciting things coming to that, and it seems like privacy is going to come later down the line. But the main cool thing now, it seems to be this faster the ability to create, to make transactions way faster. So if you so at the moment, if I do a hex stake, for example, it's usually very expensive, or like the gas fees are kind of annoying. And even if I just try to, even if you just try to move hex from one Ethereum wallet to another Ethereum wallet, that can cost like $2 at the moment in gas fees. So I think they have some sort of systems they're running on, and I talked a little bit about it in previous videos, where they're going to do something with ETH 2.0, which gonna make it so you can transact faster, and then I think you can move it to mainnet. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna work, but we have to see. But it's like yeah, it seems like this ETH 2.0 news that's going to come with staking, even though that's probably not going to be better than Hex for most people, but it's still kind of exciting that something new finally happens again. And yeah, it seems to be causing a lot of price pumps. So since ETH price is kind of bonded with Hex because they're trading against each other a lot on Uniswap, it means that usually when Ethereum pumps a lot, we also get Hex pumps a lot. And at the moment, Hex has gone down in value against ETH around 3% when ETH pumped 12%, but we're still up in USD 8%. And sometimes we see a delay on Hex gaining against ETH, usually gains against fiat first. But okay, of course, obviously nobody knows what's going to happen in the future, but it is very interesting to move closer eventually Hex to $2 billion market cap. Why is this interesting? Because we're getting then closer to a top 10 crypto. So if you look at Nomics at the moment, which is tracking Hex better than other places. It's not perfect with the price, but it's better than other places like CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. So at the moment, Hex is top 90 in crypto on Nomex, and it only takes $100 million more, and it's top 16 crypto, passing Tron and Monero. So it's almost top 16 crypto, and I think the top that we've seen is like maybe top 14, top 15 in the past. I think top 15. And it's like, it's pretty crazy how it already is just $100 million market cap away from again be like a top 16 crypto. And then if it would if we would, let's say we would see ETH rally maybe up to $400, something like that, with ETH 2.0 because maybe hype. And if we would say that ETH didn't lose against Ethereum that much, then we would kind of break, I think, almost all-time highs of Hex in price. And the last all-time high was on May the 14th, which was 0.0064. And if ETH would go up to $400, and if we would have the same like gain in Ethereum, in Hex, I think we would go up to 0.0066, and that may cause even further more and more people, speculators coming in, who knows. But it is a very, very interesting place, because that would kind of bring us closer to maybe even above $2 billion market cap. Now, what is that $2 billion market cap at the moment? Top 14 coin is Stellar, and it's exactly at $2 billion market cap at the moment. EOS is $2.4 billion, Tezos is $2.2 billion, but yeah, I mean, it's not that far away. Binance Coin is $2.7 billion. Like, so many coins range from top 8 coin, or like, yeah, top 8 coin to top 14 coin. They're all within a $1 billion range market cap, which means they're probably not that hard to pass if we consider that we just almost had a rally in Hex market cap of like $350 million. And that was not on anything specific. So it would be kind of cool if you saw, like, nobody knows, no expectations with Hex, complete project, zero expectations, price can go to zero, but it almost seems like you may see an all-time high in August with the Hex price, and maybe even hitting 0.007. That would be kind of interesting, almost psychological barrier maybe, that or maybe 0.008 would be kind of like an interesting place, because you kind of nearing that 1 cent mark. And when you have a Hex that is like 1 cent, I think people are gonna then start to consider like a $1 Hex, because at the moment not that many people are considering it. But when it's at 1 cent, yeah, there probably is more and more people that are gonna look at that as that may actually be something that happen manifest in the real world, and that would be kind of cool to kind of see how that kind of plays out. And this is also still, by the way, with all the Hex gatekeeping, like even on staking websites like Staking Rewards, they are kind of gatekeeping Hex. Coin Market Cap and CoinGecko, they're gatekeeping Hex from the front page, and those are the biggest like CoinRank websites in the industry. And I'm curious what happens if they still gatekeep Hex, and Hex starts to be like $2 or $3 billion, and then they just like magically make it appear in the top 10 charts or top 15 charts. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how the larger crypto community reacts to that, because at the moment most of the crypto YouTubers from 2017 with around 100k subs, they're still all like ignoring Hex, maybe because they're ignorant to it, maybe because they don't know how amazing it is, maybe because they're just waiting for acceptance from all these other places in the crypto sphere to kind of say, okay, Hex is cool now. Because even the crypto media sites, they still haven't even figured out that Hex is pretty awesome. I mean, they're still kind of also, yeah, sometimes they do some articles, but usually they are in a negative light. But it seems like when some of these big players eventually stop gatekeeping it, it's probably going to be like a ripple effect, where probably within a matter of maybe 2 weeks, maybe everyone's view will change. Because at the moment, there's not that many people that are like having massive complaints about Hex. Like most of those complainers, yeah, they are dying off, as people have said in the past. There's not that many people you can find now that are like openly critical of Hex, and everything, all the critics, everything they have said, um, people always had Hexcan has always had a good logical response to it. So I never heard any valid like criticism. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens when you get eventually this mainstream approval. And that would probably, if you already then is at 1 cent before with all the gatekeeping, and then they say like, yeah, Hex is cool now, I mean, it can maybe even go to 10 cents pretty fast, and then that may cost a very, I don't know, it may go fast from there. We already see how fast like the Hex share price is going, and it's kind of interesting to follow. So the Hex share rate at the moment is you get 94,898,000 shares per staked Hex, and it was stuck at 95 million share rate maybe a couple of days. And usually then what happens is you get like, instead of having smaller share rate increases because maybe people don't end stakes, and if it takes a couple of days, you get like one of these bigger movements instead, which is kind of cool to see. So August, what happens in August with Hex? Well, first of all, what happens in late July here, that I talked a little bit about that in the past, that we may see a big announcement in Hex, that the Twitter, Hex Crypto official Twitter said that we may see a big announcement coming in 7 days or so. And I talked a little bit about that may be margin trading of Hex. That would be pretty interesting, because that's something that has been talked about, that a lot of people want to have that kind of thing. And what may happen then is maybe people that like to margin trade Bitcoin or XRP or Stellar or Ethereum, maybe they discover Hex, and maybe they kind of enjoy it much more, because it is well, if it's on chain, we don't know if it's going to be on chain, but if it is on chain margin trading, probably it's going to be a little bit more exciting than the stuff that BitMEX is that the BitMEX is doing with I think their closed is probably closed source or whatever. Now they're using it. We see that BitMEX is making a lot of money on Bitcoin speculators. So Hex speculators, if they could do like 100x long and like 100x short, they can short Hex if they dislike it. It's gonna be pretty interesting, because all these haters of Hex, if they hate it, they can just go and short it, and they can see if they're right. If they go short it and they see that, oh wow, this I'm actually losing money shorting Hex, maybe they then lose a lot of ignorance that they have against Hex, and maybe they become buyers instead of Hex, and maybe they go long Hex. That would be pretty interesting. And it also creates a lot of more engagement. It creates a lot of more novelty if people can do that, even though most people don't recommend margin trading. But it's like, if some people want to do it and they understand the risks, it's like they're an adult, it's like, okay. So yeah, there's not that many coins above Hex right now. What else is there? Like, I mean, the top coins are like, okay, Litecoin is not even used, Bitcoin SV not used, Chainlink not really used from what I've seen, Bitcoin Cash not used, Ripple not used, Tether is used, but it's barely, I don't think it's a real crypto. Ethereum, yes, it's used a lot. Hexagons are also using it. Bitcoin, yeah, I mean, it's grandpa of crypto, but if we're gonna see some flipping here eventually, when Hex may flip Ethereum and then flip Bitcoin, it's going to, I mean, grandpa is gonna become an altcoin. That can kind of be interesting to see how the general crypto community is going to react to that. I mean, if you take the Hex, what's kind of cool with the Hex brand is like, so you have this crypto that is becoming a top crypto with like three letters, and it's way better naming than Bitcoin. It has a better logo than Bitcoin. It's better name. It's also a better name to say than Ethereum, and even better logo than Ethereum. It's more like, it looks more positive, the Hex logo. Ripple, kind of confusing because it's like, I think Ripple, that's like kind of like the company, and then XRP. XRP is actually three letters, and that's actually a good one, but it doesn't really seem like they're doing that much, and doesn't really seem like they have a good market. Maybe they have it, but they have to prove that they can that they can that they can do something interesting. At the moment, I'm not really seeing them doing something interesting. Market cap down from 24 billion to 9 billion. I gotta say, it's pretty boring. Binance coin, top 10 coin at the moment, pretty boring. I don't see anything interesting with Binance. EOS, top 12 coin, very boring. They're not really doing that much. There's some smart contracts on EOS that's a little bit interesting, but it's not really that super interesting. And we're probably going to have more interesting stuff on Ethereum. There's just more activity going on there. Tron has also some smart contracts, but it's not super cool. I mean, it's not that exciting, to be honest. Hex is the main thing that's kind of exciting in the cryptocurrency industry, and I want to see more. I want to see more of those. I want to see how a lot of these old crypto influencers from 2017, how they're gonna react to the 2021 computing power age, or 2020 computing power decade that I talked about in 2018, when the hexagons take over. I'm very curious how the larger community of crypto is going to react on videos. It's going to be very exciting to see, because we can monitor it in real time, because we're doing vlogs and those guys are doing daily vlogs. I see that there's more crypto YouTubers. They're doing videos again, mainly because DeFi is kind of moving up. So it's going to be interesting to monitor them in real time and kind of report back of how their reactions are eventually, and when they're kind of shifting, and when they kind of see that Hex is here to stay, and that when the launch phase is over, they're probably going to realize it more deeper, that the inflation in Hex is quite small, because it's only being paid to stakers that stake a long time, and the average stake length is moving up to 5 years, around 4.66 years at the moment. That is quite long term, and it's not this mentality that a lot of the general crypto community is always like, take profit here, always take profit and dump into something else. A lot of these guys like Louis Thomas, they're talking about taking profits in 2021, 2022, and going to something else. But what if you have something that's so amazing that if you hold it, there is no competition for it? And it seems like Hex can probably outperform. Nobody knows what it's going to do, right? Since there's no expectations, can go to zero in fiat. But it's like if you look at the past data performance, seems to do 6x Bitcoin, 5x Bitcoin in the short launch phase with all the gatekeeping. And it's like, what happens when you don't have the gatekeeping? Because it probably will change a lot when people see these larger numbers. Like Steon Con Paprika, since they only list half of their market cap, it's only like $500 million, I think, at the moment. But eventually, that's also going to move up into the billions. And even if they do half the Hex market cap, that is still huge numbers. And eventually, more and more people are going to start to see these huge numbers related to Hex. And they're going to see that the Hexagon influencers keep showing up. And then if they actually test the product and test the smart contract that is complete with zero expectations, maybe they see that this is pretty cool product. And that we're also going to see mobile apps also, like Staker from Steph from Hex Out Live, how they're going to make it easier for new people to kind of get involved in staking Hex. All of this is like, so much stuff is being worked upon that's like improve the user experience of Hex, and like trying to satisfy everything that someone ever could want from a crypto. So yeah, I would say August is going to be an interesting Hex month, to be honest, especially late August. So yeah, that is what I want to talk a little bit about today. Have an awesome day, Hexicans and DTube.